you single and turning 30? Or are you already in your 30s and single? Either way, you're not alone. I'm Chanel, I'm 32, and I've been navigating life as a 30-something singleton, and I wanted to create a video to share the top 5 most important lessons I've learned so far about being single in your 30s. And I really wanted to create this video because these are all things that I wish someone would have told me sooner, and some of these things are pretty surprising. So whether you're single by choice, circumstance, or just trying to figure things out, this video is for you. So lesson number 1, the freedom and pressure of being single. So I personally think that being single is both terrifying and empowering in your 30s. And the reason that it's empowering is that it's so exciting to have all of this freedom in terms of you can actually live selfishly, and I mean selfishly in a really positive way, where it's the one time in your life where you are only accountable for you, so you can plan your schedule as you like, you can do whatever you want, you can wear whatever you want, you can stay out as long as you want, and life is really living, or your lifestyle is left according to your terms. And whereas the terrifying part is more about the pressure and clock that you start to feel, and especially for women in your 30s, you feel your biological clock ticking, you're getting pressure potentially from family and friends, maybe you yourself just really want to enter into a relationship and feel like the pool is getting smaller and smaller. And so I think it's really interesting to be at this point where you're trying to hold space for 2 different feelings, one being how, beautiful and empowering and exciting being single is, and the other one terrifying, stressful, and something that, might come up more often than maybe it had in your 20s. So lesson number 2 is you learn to be a lot more comfortable with your solitude, or you learn to be a lot more comfortable alone. And for me, this was really hard because probably in my mid-20s, if you had asked me to spend a whole day alone, I would have been like, why would I do that? Because I did not want to be alone with my thoughts. I just would distract myself with, people, movies, shows, social media, whatever. And being single in your 30s can be lonely, and that's something that I went through myself, and it really forced me to get to know myself in a really intimate way and figure out who I am as a person. And now I can say that I actually enjoy being alone, and not only do I enjoy it, I will proactively plan certain days to have a me day. Mine are usually on Sundays because I like to reset before the work week starts, but you start to really enjoy solitude and seek it out, and I think that's a really big difference, and something that changed for me in my 30s. And lesson number 3 is that I've realized that romantic love and relationships aren't the only source of happiness. And I know that sounds really obvious, but I think it's really easy, especially someone like myself who grew up in the Disney era, to not realize subconsciously how much I've put romantic love on a pedestal, and how a lot of us really idealize the partnered lifestyle and really think that, okay, once I get this partner or once I meet that person, my life is going to be complete, it's going to be so much better. And because I've been single in my 30s, I've really realized the power and beauty of friendship and familial love. And I think both those kinds of love, so friendship love and love from your family, are so underrated. And I actually think those kinds of loves are more unconditional than love from a romantic partner. And so for me, that was a really big lesson where now I will never put my partner on this pedestal or think that my partner is the only person who can be the source of my happiness. A lot of that accountability is, on me, but also making sure that I have a broader community to support me and love me that is made up of a lot of different people, because I think that's just a lot more healthier way to have a sustainable lifestyle. Lesson number 4 is redefining what I want in a partner, or redefining what you want in a partner. So for me, I feel like, my 20s was a lot of exploration in terms of meeting new people and dating different types of people. And now that I've entered my 30s in the beautiful decade, like I said earlier, really know myself. And because I took the time to really get to know myself, I now have a clearer understanding of who I am and what matters to me. And a big part of that is knowing my values. And it sounds almost like academic, but I promise it's really helpful to know, okay, what are the values that matter most to me, and do I see that in a potential partner? Because I truly believe that chemistry does not equal compatibility. And if you'd asked me this, 10 years ago, I probably would have been like, of course chemistry tops everything, but compatibility is really, really important to consider. And I think a really good way to understand compatibility is knowing someone else's values and seeing if it aligns with yourself. So for me, it was a big realization to understand that my dating priorities and what I look for in a partner has shifted and changed quite a bit, even in the last 5 or so years. And the last lesson is the importance of self-growth. And I've gone into this throughout the other 4 lessons that I talked about, but I was really lonely for a certain period, and I think being single in your 30s can be a really lonely experience. And my heart goes out to anyone who is feeling that way right now, because it can be isolating when you're realizing that, your friends are starting to get partnered up and get engaged or married, and you're seeing people start new lives and you're kind of feeling left behind. But I personally wouldn't have gone through the level of growth that I did if I had been in a relationship for the past 3 years, because I really had to spend that time alone, dig deep, figure out what did I feel like I myself needed to work on, and not even just work on, but like understand about myself to be a better partner for someone else. And so I think it's a really, really wonderful thing. And I think a lot of people don't even do this self-work or self-growth until they're in their like 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s. So you are going to be so much better equipped to be a fantastic wife, husband, partner to someone when you yourself are whole and able to support yourself and love yourself in the best way. And so I am so, so grateful for the growth that I had over the past few years. And I now see that I actually really needed to be single to understand and learn myself at that more intimate and deeper level. So thank you so much for listening. I'd love to hear if you are 30 and single or over 30 and single, what were some of the most important lessons that you've learned in this time, or what were things that you think I didn't talk about that you think are really important to share? Please drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful at all, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, do all the things. I'm trying to grow this channel, and it's really meant to be a place for anyone who is trying to figure out life and is maybe in their late 20s and 30s writ large. But thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.